Deftones, Headless, guitar tabs, and guitar lesson. I'll play all the different parts right at the beginning here. Afterwards, I'll go back through, give the full explanation for everything. Do me a big favor, hit that subscription button. It's the best way letting me know that you like this video and you want to see more Deftones stuff. And now, let's jump on in. So for starters, we're going to be using this F sharp standard, 8-string tuning. You could probably get away with, like a drop B tuning and just adjust from there. But maybe I'll do another version for that in the future. But for our purposes here, this is kind of what he's using, Stephen Carpenter. So we'll just stick with this F sharp tuning. I can pretty much cover most 99% of Deftones stuff if you want to just transpose it. But anyway, so this initial intro section, likely the Chino part, and he's just kind of picking through this clean with a delay on it, and it's kind of that sex tape 450 millisecond delay, feeding back quite a bit. And we're just kind of picking through a B to a B major 7. So we're just, hitting like the octaves, the low octave first. So here we would have our open B, so just this 5th string. All right, then we just come down and hit this high 4 on what is now the G. All right, and then we kind of switch to this more middle octave, like the 2 on the, what is now the A string, the 3rd string up. And just bounce between those 2 notes, the high on the 4th fret of this 1st string, the G, and the 2 on the now A string. Just go between them a couple times, maybe hesitate a little bit, a couple more times. And then we switch to the major 7 kind of shape where we just take that 4 on the G, make it a 3, and then we could even throw in like the 4 on the D string here, the 2nd string up, and just kind of hit them, give them a little bend. Kind of sounds nice with that delay, And that happens also at, say, like the 3rd part of the bridge. It's kind of a little interlude section after like the heavy parts of the bridge and just before we get into the final chorus there. For the verse section, and this is also what happens at the very end of the song, it's just with the verse we kind of go through the power chords a couple times, and then we do some bends. Where at the outro, it's more like we just go through the power chords once and then do the bends. So just a slight variation there, but we're just really strumming on this single power chord. It's a B power chord, and we can hit it here at the 5 of this low string, the F sharp string, and then just kind of add the power chord shape to it. You know, the 7 on the B and the 7, if you want to go that far, just a regular power chord, or you know, either shape you like. Okay, so something like that. You could also hit it that way with the open power chord B, but he seems to be doing it here, so we'll just stick with that. A little easier to like cut it, I guess, because initially we're kind of just doing like more staccato kind of strums. It's just a 1, 2, 2. All right, a little hesitation. Then we go single, single, couple strums. All right, and we would just cruise through it just like that twice. And on the third time through, kind of start just like we would, but instead of doing those 2 close at the end, instead we just do 1, 2, 3, and then come up to, it looks like he's bending at the 6 on the low F sharp here, but you got to do a really big bend right there. And I find with like this super low strings like this, if you do that, it might knock you out of tune a little bit. So I like to just bump it up to the 7 and bend it there, give it maybe about half as much of a bend, and that'll get you where you need to be, which is kind of like a D note. All right, that type of deal. It's just a bend and release. So that final time through would be like, all right, so just cruising through the verse just like that. Chorus section, pretty straightforward, just 2 chords. And we're just kind of doing, you know, about a quarter note strum for each chord, you know, about 4 measures each. And you can either just strum it straightforward or maybe just do like a loose shuffle. It's up to you, whatever sounds good to you. And it just drops over to a D power chord, which we can hit at the 3 on the 5th string, the B string, and then just do the power chords with it, the 5 on the E, 5 on the A. Like I said, just quarter note strums or just kind of loose shuffle. Up to you. So 4 measures there, and then easy enough, we just bump it up 2 frets for the E power chord here at the 5B and the 7 on the E with the 7 on the A there. Same type of deal there. And just bounce between those 2 chords like that a couple times. Now we get into the bridge sections. The first time into the bridge, we just do this bit once. The second time we do the bridge, we do this twice. And so for the first time, you know, we just drop to this new shape here. It's a 6 on the E string, which is the 4th string here. And then we do the power chord shape at the 8A and the 8 on the D. Right? And we just strum through that. About 4 measures. At the end of the 4th measure, we do a little something. So just strumming here at this B flat chord, power chord. Like I said, just at that last beat or 2 at the end of the 4th, we just do this quick from the B shape we're at down to the 5 and 7s, all right, to the A. And just walks us to this G at the 3 on the E, and then the 5s on the A and D. All right, and like I said, the first time we get into the bridge, we do that section just once, and then we move on. But at the second time we do the bridge, we want to do that section twice, and basically how we get to the second time through is we just walk it back up to the 5 and 7s, and then get to our 6 and 8s and start over there. Okay, so that's the second time we get to the bridge. First time we just get to that G and then move on to the next section. All right, second part of the bridge, it's a variation of kind of the verse pattern. A few differences there, but we're just going to start that same B power chord at the 5 and 7 there. Kind of strum it the same way. We just let them ring more here, don't really cut them. Okay, that type of deal. And we would go through that twice. And instead of bending that 7, now we're just going to stay at that 5 and give it a couple bends and releases. All right. Go through that whole thing twice, and then after that second time through, we just do drop down to a G power chord at the 8 on the B string, and then 10s on the E and the A. And then this is a pretty kind of quick turnaround. We just do a strum, couple, and then just drop down to the 5 and 7s for the E power chord. Just a few strums there.